I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Bill from Bill's Records. Can we just quickly, if you don't know, even if you don't know, Bill, how do you describe Bill?
You be quiet.
What you do first is you take somebody who is, it's like when you take a piece of paper and a pencil and you just like draw scribbles, and those scribbles get larger and larger and larger, and then at one moment you stop and you look at that piece of paper and you go, man, I was just scribbling, but this is beautiful. And then you frame it and you keep it forever, and every time you look at it you think of that moment when you accidentally stumbled on something that was one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen, and that's Bill Wisener.
That's me, circa 1989. A few years after radio and a few years into nightclubbing. And that's about when I first met Bill Wisener, owner, Bill's Records and Tapes. In today's terms, Bill was the internet. DJs had to find new music somewhere, and because there was no internet back then, we had to dig through crates. Crate digging is what we called it. So we headed for Bill's.
Shit, I can just kick back, it's Chad FMs.
I've been coming to Bill since I was probably 11 years old enough to convince my mom to drag my ass up here.
The rumor is if you're a guy and you're good looking, you get an extra deal. You get a discount on your record.
This checks out. Kessler Theater Artistic Director Jeffrey Lyles.
When I was a young person, I grew up in far north Dallas, where Bill's first record store was, there at Spring Valley and Coy. And it was, needless to say, it was a real hangout for people my age who are serious music geeks. We were just talking about how the industry has changed. Bill has been around for 30 plus years, which means he has seen the music industry transform and reconfigure into a different thing 3 or 4 times over with different formats, from records, and there was cassettes and 8-tracks, and then there was CDs and DVDs and all of this. He's been there that whole time. And the one thing that really kind of threw him for a loop, I think, was when Napster happened and people started trading music online for free. When they realized that they could get music for free, didn't have to buy it or didn't have to send their money away for an import or something like that, it became different. And the industry itself, the whole retail industry itself, the people that ran record labels, their whole food chain, the record label owners, the retailers, the rack jobbers, all of those people were at a loss at how to adapt to this new thing that was happening, free music. Of course, and still to this day, we still haven't figured out how to properly pay artists. The old template for the way record deals were set up, typically if a record sold for $10, the label got most of the money, the artist got $1. Basically, that was always bad. It was never fair. But now it's even crazier. Now that you can get music for free online, the artists are making even less money. And that's one thing about Bill's. When you go into Bill's and he doesn't have prices on the records, and you ask him how much something costs, and a lot of times it's really expensive. The reason why is because he wants the artist to get paid.
This is Bill, worrying about the artist getting paid.
I mean, is it okay to be in the background when it's on YouTube?
But for you, music is healing, and how
it is. I mean, I've thought that for a long time. I knew it healed me when lots of times in my life, all I had to do was listen to my music, and I didn't. It can be a sad song, but it takes away the sadness because you have somebody who's sharing it. That's why I say I always love John Lennon. Then I have to say, but my very favorite is Ben Harper. Mm-hmm. Where have all the people gone? That's what I think. Where have all the people gone? I did it all for me and for me and for them. I mean, it wouldn't have been possible to accomplish, to do what I wanted to do with my life if there hadn't have been people coming in. It wasn't. I wanted to hopefully. I was doing it for me too because I always wanted to I think all that really matters, like I maybe told you the other day, is all that really matters is love and friends and stuff like that. But I think music's the thing, that music is Well, music is just God's language. Like I'm not the first person, of course, to ever say that.